feel this reading for you guys is coming in perfect timing. Although some of these things can land a little bit earlier. Now, in the context of this, you are going to need to hear this message. It is for the divine feminine, and there can be some changes that are happening, and you may need to understand the context of this so that you are well equipped. And, when it does show up, it's kind of like you're not blindsided, so to speak. And I don't feel that's in a bad way. I think this is in a actually very positive way. Now, those of you that don't know who I am, my image is up on the screen. I do these readings this way at the moment due to the fact I run 2 jobs. I have Yildiz Readings 5D, I've got Sage in a Circle Network, and I also have a physical job. So at the moment, this is how it is. I will be live for different updates, and that will be via YouTube as well as within the Sage in a Circle Network and membership site. And these videos are going to be on offer for you weekly. Separately, we will have more information and resources connected to the path, as well as astrology updates, lunation updates, and yes, you will see me on screen then. I will state to you if I am using AI. So as long as you are retrieving the video from the Direct Yildiz Readings 5D, it should be good. Okay, let's have a look at the read and why I feel you need to hear this message. Now, a lot of times what I am finding is the readings link. I used to do the joint connections. I do feel they will end up coming back, but at the moment, the way you are getting those messages is through each set, who is coming from what angle and how that's playing out. Now, at the moment, those of you especially that are in communication, I want you to really pause, okay? Especially in the context of the astrology and the transits, try to not make a major judgment. Just pause, flow through it where you can. If you absolutely have to, you have to. But I feel from your read, and we'll give you the overview, you do have the Phoenix rising. You're like, I thought things were going, I'm having to rise. You got the Judgment as the crowning energy in reverse. You have proposals in reverse. You have movement in reverse. You have the Moon in reverse. Then you got the Chariot, and you got the Sun card. Now, I don't want you to run. That's number one. I would also say things and pieces are moving. Now, that is not a bad thing. Sometimes when we hear the term divine timing, we're like, heck no, that's going to be years. I'm not feeling that. I'm feeling this breakdown, this roadblock, this obstacle, this thought process. This is going to pass and doors are opening. I want you to pause. Now, if you also are trying to look for a job, I don't want you to panic. Put your resumes out. If this is communication or waiting for a text message, I do feel it's coming through. However, this does feel it is connected to counterpart energy as well, but you do have some other things going on. Especially there could be some subjects to do with topsy-turvy energy, connections, bosses, people, places, and things, those things swirling around, a bit like a witch's cauldron. This is going to give you some movement, and you will find this year's status is not staying the same. So try to be excited based on that. Now, I also do feel some movement if there has been some delays. Could I say rejection as universe's protection? Yes, it's sort of like swinging you around on the moon dial, and it's getting you on the compass into the right position. And sometimes we can actually be a bit insulted the way Mother Nature reacts, and it's like, oh gosh, I'm going in the polar opposite direction to where I'm supposed to be going. Universe is saying, no, we're actually guiding you to the gate. We're guiding you to the door. We're guiding you to the opportunity. We want you to trust that. So if there are any delays in any shape or form, I don't want you to push too hard. I want you to under offer, over deliver. I want you to be very practical and methodical and, nurture yourself. Feel like you want to get into this grounded space. I would also say there can be all of a sudden these deep revelations about people you left eons ago, and that suddenly it's like it's just disconnected for you. Some of you can actually bump into these individuals off the bat, but something is very final for you. And it did feel like maybe over the last few years, a lot of that healing was coming up. But again, I do get some of you also are like, well, if an offer was given, would I even take it, or do I just move forwards? That subject matter's coming up again. I want you to not misunderstand things, because I do see as the week progresses and you're moving through, something actually turns in your favor. And then you're going to have that, you're going to know when to move, you're going to know when to deal. And you will know, especially with the sunflowers. We look at this as the sun. What does the sun do? It gives you an idea of where the heck you're going. What do you get when you're in eclipse? You don't really see much, do you? Open your heart to the enormous growth ahead. This feels exciting. This feels exciting, especially in March, okay? Optimism, connections, our relationships and our family can feel a bit better. Maybe practical solutions coming on board. Maybe a new way in which you're going to be having relationships with those individuals. And I do feel in a more positive way. But I also feel the context of your connection. If you have been in communication with this individual and there have been some cross wires, I want you to go through and listen to the Divine Masculine read. Now I'm going to go into clarifying. I want to dig deeper and say what else. Darker card. Anyway, if there's been something that you're like, oh God, nothing's moving, everything's silent, yet something is going to boost your energy. They're also saying if you're feeling, it's funny, I got the music download, and years ago when I was feeling a couple of my chakras were out, one particular one, especially when we have the inner child, it's the confidence, it's the family-related dynamics. You can actually dance and move through the hips. I remember it to be quite amusing. There's one individual, I don't know the name of him, but he dances in Costco, and he just turns up. And I tell you, every time I watch that, it makes me happy. Generally speaking, as adults, we move into this kind of frequency of being super serious. I have to be responsible. I got to be this, I got to be that. And we have this false identity of ego. Yet, dancing is very fluid. Dancing is very free. Whether a person thinks you're great or not, it's the fact that it lifts people up and it makes them feel welcome. And this individual's just running around, literally going up to people, offering them to dance with them, not so much arm in arm, so to speak, but just, busting a move and having some fun and smiling and uplifting. And every time I watch his videos, I get that vibration. So if you know who the channel is, feel free to share, and a big shout out to them. But it is that fun energy. You've got the self-esteem energy, and it's divine feminine. It's not, I don't think that you have self-esteem. I really do. But when we've been knocked down for sex many times, it knocks us. We lose our inner child. We lose our playfulness. What I try to do when I experience adversity is I try to laugh at myself. I'm like, I'm either getting the PDF wrong, or the request talked about to universe, which was no fries. I just keep getting the fries, and I really don't want the fries. So I have to laugh about it. I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to realize that you are worthy. I want you to realize that if what you are going to attract is going to be abundant, that you are loved. I'm also seeing an energy on the other side saying your door is going to be opening for you. Your time is coming to have your chance to have the things that you want, not to transition to the other side, FYI. They're saying it's going to be your time, but they also want you to shake it up a bit and, where you've got 5, to have a little bit of fun, to not be in that serious energy. That also could be with your twin flame. It could be going, okay, I acknowledge the fact that there are some cross wires and, I'm worried because I've had a bit of PTSD about this, but move back into that vibe and, shake it off a little bit. Because they are saying Something is going to boost your confidence. There's something coming up here very positive. This relationship and that of what you have planted seeds with, it doesn't mean that it isn't growing. There is a growth here. Even when we can't see it, what we don't understand is you are joint in that energy, and something is coming in to restore your faith in it. But also remember to restore your faith in it. This person is worried. This person is worried that you may reject them. They know that a lot of things in your life, you've had a lot on your plate. They know that. They're aware. How does the divine feminine deal with all that shit? How do they deal with it? You're being liberated. You have a very strong mind. Okay, what is their opinion? You're home. But okay. You could be saying, look, I'm not grounded, I'm not home, I'm not the foundation. You are the foundation for all people, but they know you need a foundation. They are trying to move towards you. There is some blessing coming for you, divine feminine, to bring your faith back into this, to bring your faith back into yourself. And I think this is going to be a good thing. I think the sense of knowing where we're going does give us purpose. And when we have purpose, we have direction. Now, we do offer these weekly. They will all be out now online. Go through and take a look, and feel free to share your experience of how this reading relates and what personally has been happening in your path. Anything you share helps the other twin flame collectives see and guide them through their circumstance. Now, if you do want to join our Sage Inner Circle network, you can go to the link directly below. It will take you to the sign up page. And when you visit our website, you also can download our app, subscribe to it, where you will get perks. And that can be anything down to discounts, birthday vouchers, vlogs, events, and more. So I'd love to see you over there. Otherwise, see you next week for our next edition.